What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Meh, pigandmeh, and yes, that title is correct. In the year of our Lord 2021, I have decided to bring back our good friend Bitch Boys Boxin Bitches deck. Yep, I recently relisted the old video, and upon rewatching it, I just kind of decided to try to give it a modern twist. So like before, here's the deck profile, and then a little more explanation afterwards. Alright, start this out. You play 3 copies of headgear, 3 copies of spar, and the 1 glassjaw. Next up, you play 3 sublimation knights with 1 squeak knight. Next you play 2 fire flint ladies. And then 3 Infernoble Knight Reynolds. And 1 Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. And to round out your warrior extender stuff, the only non-fire, or the one non-fire warrior monster, 1 copy of Blue Mountain Butterspy. For hand traps, triple Ghost Bell, triple Blossom, and then the Gamma package. And yes, I did in fact play the Dragoon package in this deck. But this used to be Sean's Red Eyes, so it's okay. For the equip spells, I run 1 Living Fossil, 1 Divide Sword Phoenix Blade, 1 Different Dimension Reincarnation, and 2 copies of Durandal. Next, play 2 copies of Battlin Boxer Spirits, 1 Red Eyes Fusion, 1 Reinforcement of the Army, and a Monster Reborn. Now on to the extra deck. The 1 Verte Anaconda to cheat out the Red Eyes Dragoon. 2 Isolde, 1 Psyframe Lord Lambda, Nightmare Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn. Borosword, Access Code, and Apollousa the Bow Goddess. 1 copy of Lead Yoke, 179 Battlin Boxer Nova Kaiser, 1 Blade Armor Ninja, and Divine's Arsenal Double Azus. And that's the deck profile. Now on to some more explanations. Why Battlin Boxers? Well, to put it simply, I'd relisted the video that we had made years ago, and in the process of feeling all nostalgic and stuff, I kind of decided to take it to Edo Pro and start tooling around with it to see if I can make this work, because every profile on YouTube kind of just relied on the older cards, and Konami and all their infinite wisdom printed a whole bunch of fire warrior support. So, and a lot of those cards I remember back in the day Sean used to collect, or we handed him, or whatever, because warriors. So, just putting all that together, I decided to rebuild this. So, that's why. Alright, for those of you unfamiliar, Battlin Boxers are a series of mostly level 4 fire warrior type monsters released in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. Yes, the set with all the dragon rulers. Yes, at the time, people for some reason decided to play this deck instead of dragon rulers. No, I have no idea why anybody would do that, but let's quit focusing on that and go back to this. Battlin Boxers are level 4 fire warrior monsters whose purpose was essentially to cheat out their boss monster, Battlin Boxer Lead Yolk, which has the effects that if a Battlin Boxer would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach and exceeds material from this card instead of destroying those monsters. And when an exceeds material is detached from him, he gains 800 attack. His base attack 22, so he has a maximum of 3,800 attack. Essentially, these guys just kind of were supposed to punch through stuff. Terrible jokes, terrible. And just keep hiding behind this big guy. Well, this is 2021, and as time has shown, this guy isn't very good anymore. Just gonna be honest with you. Not too many people are using destruction cards, and while his effect is cute, he does nothing. I guess while I was not playing the game, they inevitably released this card, number 79 Battlin Boxer Nova Kaiser, which can attach a Battlin Boxer from your hand or graveyard to himself, and he gains attack for each exceeds material he has, and then when he's destroyed, he at least special summons level 4 or lower Battlin Boxers that were attached to him, which is cool. But again, kind of like Lead Yolk, he doesn't really do that much these days because there's not really a bunch of people that are using too many destruction effects. But I play them because I have to. Because if I don't, fanboys will be mad. So, yeah. Alright, and as for the Battlin Boxer monsters, going through the archetype, these were the ones I figured to be the best. What did these guys do? Well, headgear on normal summon sends a Battlin Boxer monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then once per turn, if he's in face-up attack position, he can't be destroyed by battle. So it takes 2 hits to kill him. Sparer, if you control a Battlin Boxer monster, special summons himself from your hand. But if you do that, you can't conduct your battle phase for the rest of the turn. But because of the way he's worded, you still can technically use him first turn. And Glassjaw, when he's sent to the graveyard via card effect, he lets you add a Battlin Boxer monster from your graveyard to your hand. Yes, that also includes if he's detached as an exceeds material. No, it does not work if you use him as a cost for a card. And also, he has an effect that if he's targeted for an attack, he'll destroy himself. Which is really stupid. But he could take your guy that you're dumping most of the time with him, put him back in your hand, which is pretty good. They also have like a Coach Soldier Wolfbark-like card, but that card sucks because you can only summon Battlin Boxers that turn. If you do anything else, you can't use them, so that's why I didn't play him. They also have this Nito Monster Reborn. It's once per turn, and its maintenance is that you have to send the top card of your deck to the graveyard to then target. But what's funny is, if you mill a Battlin Boxer, you could special summon that same Battlin Boxer. And if you happen to mill Glassjaw, well, you can add the target, which would most likely be this, to your hand, and then special summon that Glassjaw you milled. It's a cool interaction. It has came up before, but it doesn't come up that often. But looking at it, I figured these were the single best Battlin Boxer cards to play, because for the most part, all of these do something that proactively builds you a board and lets you play Yu-Gi-Oh! The way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is played in 2021. Instead of relying on an old castle strategy, these cards just help build a board and use modern cards to do stuff. But if the gameplay ever permitted, you can also use this cool card, which is an Exceeds monster that can get multiple attacks and deal a lot of damage and be good AA Zeus fodder. So yeah, that's essentially the Battlin Boxer deck in a nutshell of what I tried to use to make this deck the best I can right now. So, how do I support using such a small engine? Well, through Infernoble cards. These cards are insane. Like, they pretty much can help any particular warrior strategy, like, make plays. And Durendal, here specifically, is extra good in this deck because it just adds a level 5 or lower fire warrior monster, which all of your Battlin Boxers are. So it can add spars, which is a good card to just put on the board. It can search you a 2000 attack monster, or of course it can get you one of these cards. And Isolde, being the single best like warrior support card probably ever made, that's not named Reinforcement of the Army, can search your Battlin Boxers, search one of your extenders, or it can get you another boss monster to kind of put in a lot of work, because this card is absolutely fantastic because it has a laughably easy summon condition, or even though it can be normal summon, and it has the added benefit of being non-targeting equipped to himself, so it can out a Dragoons if you ever have to deal with that. I have a replay in my various testing where I used that to out a Dragoon. It was awesome. But really, aside from this and this, the main card that is doing a lot of work for you is this guy, Infernoble Knight Renaud. Because aside from just giving you a body to make the Isolde, to make the Verte Anaconda, to make an Apollosa or whatever, he also can add back any of these guys in the graveyard to your hand. 99% of the time, you add Spar to, again, keep establishing a big board. This guy, super duper insanely good, and probably the only viable reason that you could run this deck. And now, since the deck's his main deck has fallen off the map, he's gotten within an affordable price range to make your 50-cent deck, you know, not break the budget too badly. Fire Flint Lady, again, she's another Renaud. She's a great search target for Durendal. She helps make a Solde. And also, if you really wanted to, let's say you had like Headgear and Glassjaw in your hand, you can actually just special her, use her effect, send her, special summon the other Battlin Boxer guy, and then, you know, make the Battlin Boxer dude if you really, really want to. She's super great. This card is fantastic. And lastly, when it comes to the Fire Warrior stuff, why do the sublimation thing over the Neospacian thing? Well, they're Fire Warriors. You can't Ash Blossom this. Not too many people are playing Impermanence right now. And on an even lesser note, Sublimation Knight equips any Fire Warrior. So you can actually equip the Glassjaw if you really want to. And then when you use him for an extra deck summon, this gets sent to graveyard via, you know, gameplay mechanics. So then you could take a guy from your graveyard and add it back to your hand. So yeah, that's just a super cool interaction that this card has. So via coinkydink, all these cards happen to work with Battlin Boxers and essentially provide them more gas to be able to like actually play in this day and age. So that's why I chose to play all of these cards. And also pretty much the reason I decided to rebuild the deck, because there are cards to like make it not be, make your terrible tower card and then watch it lose to everything. So I feel like I'm going to forever have to explain this anytime you're using this package, but just for the sake of brevity, by putting 2 massive bricks in your deck, you're kind of taking a strategy that on its own is severely lacking something, and you're giving it a consistency boost by being able to play a card so powerful that the OCG banned it. We're in a format currently that this isn't exactly the strongest card right now, but for a strategy as lacking as this card is in fact one of the best ways you can make this deck have some level of control or be able to fight through and break boards. Yeah, it's kind of annoying that you have to, but hey, if you want to make things work, sometimes you just have to go there. There we go, people. Return of the Beaver Warrior, aka the Boxin Bitches, aka Sean Turbo. I know, there's so many aliases that this deck has. But yeah, this is my attempt at making the most viable version of this deck that I possibly could right now. There are plenty of changes to come, but those will be done over time. You can expect some combo / replay stuff, probably not too terribly long after I post this. If I were to be frank with you, this deck still needs a lot of work, but I wanted to showcase kind of the initial build I'm working with. So yeah, tell me what you think down below. Make sure to like, comment, favorite, all that stuff. And yeah, this is Meh of pigandmeh signing out.